Please, allow me to show you something.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. We are here in New York City. We're about to do our first custom. So we're gonna bring an old shoe back to life. I've had these for about 7 years. They survived 2 snowstorms and a hurricane, and they still got some comfort on them. So maybe you too can bring an old shoe back to life. Let's get started.
And we're here in the studio about to start doing the prep work on these shoes. The first thing you want to do is to grab some cotton balls. I'm using the jumbo size cotton balls. It just gives you more to work with. We're going to be hitting that with some nail polish remover. You're going to want the advanced nail polish remover. It's 95% acetone, so you're going to use that to remove that factory layer. And this stuff is strong, so you don't need to scrub it really hard. Just need to kind of go over it and take your time. Make sure that you get every little part of the places that you want to paint. If not, the paint will not stick to the shoe. Now we're doing the tape work. We're going to be covering all the spots that we do not want paint to get on. So this is really, really important. If you have even like a little crevice, there's a chance that paint will seep through and you'll have paint on something that you did not want, and it's going to be a pain in the butt to kind of go back and fix it. So now we're going to move on to the stencil part of the custom. We actually made our own stencils. I'm sure you can find these online. If not, we might provide it in the future. So be on the lookout for that. We're going to place these stencils on the shoe, making sure that we're spacing them just the way we like it and making sure we're pressing them firmly onto the shoe. These are flat stencils, so you want to make sure that when you're putting them onto a round surface, that there's no little air bubbles, no way for paint to kind of get on the inside of the stencil, so that when you remove it, you know, it's not going to mess up those edges. We had some bigger stencils on shoe, so to save material, we're just going to cut that off, place it somewhere else on the shoe, and make sure that those cut edges are not actually on the shoe, to make sure that we don't have those sharp lines and like jagged edges. It doesn't look really good on Tiger Stripe Camo. Now we're moving on to my favorite part of the custom, which is painting. So I'm using the airbrush. It's a lot of fun to use, but for paint to go through that airbrush, you gotta do a couple of steps. So I'm using the Cratex black. We also have Angel's black. We just felt like that was a better black for this custom. We're gonna be hitting that with too thin. That's gonna thin out the paint to allow it to pass through the airbrush, as well as too soft so it sticks to the material. And we're gonna hit it with some duller. You wanna put 10% duller. You'll see why later on in the video why that's important. But the duller takes away that extra glossy shine, so it's not going to be super shiny. So you're not walking around with these plastic shiny looking shoes, but it looks more like a factory finish, and that's what we really want. We want to look like you got these like that, and that people are like, what? Those are dope. But they're custom, make them even better. When we started painting, the paint wasn't coming out quite nicely, so I hit it with some more too thin to help the paint flow just a little bit better, as well as increase the air pressure so that it can help push out the paint better. After we did that, we applied 3 to 4 coats of paint on both shoes and then hit it with the heat gun to help the paint settle and dry faster. So next we put on more stencils covering up what we don't want to be covered brown, applying the brown paint and then hit it with the heat gun. After that, we removed all the stencils, revealing all the stuff that we had underneath and showing off that nice Tiger Stripe camo. It looks so good. I didn't mention this before, but we used the original color as the base for this custom, and I really like the way the shoe came out. Now we're moving on to the red. It's going to be a little pop of color in the back. I had already pre-taped this before starting this custom, and I forgot to remove the original paint, so you're going to see me with the cotton swabs just quickly going over that and then hitting with the heat gun to dry it, as well as doing the same steps for the red as we did for the black. We didn't put a base coat of white because we wanted the red to look a little bit dark, so we kept that brown background to kind of have a darker red. It looks a little more gritty to give it a little more like a more military effect. And then we did put a base coat of white on the bottoms to help that red pop a lot more. This part of the custom was tricky. We loved the design and went ahead and used transfer tape to apply the stencil. After applying the stencil and making sure that all the detail was there, we hit it with 4 coats of white and then a heat gun. When we removed the stencil though, it showed that some of the paint had actually seeped through. As you can see, we needed to clean up the decal. We used a precision brush by hand for one of them, but the other one, we tried laying down the negative stencil on top of the white and then went over with the red, but just like before, the red had seeped through, and so we had to go back anyway and do it again with the white. To finish up this custom, I went ahead and used Angela's matte finisher with 10% duller. It protects it from dirt, scratches, and water. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this custom, go ahead and comment down below. To see more, hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next video.